company, and he now that program now you can use it for like young artists. Any artist could use it. And basically, it will take your music that you're making and license it. I mean, it does the whole thing for you. It's something you probably should check out at some time.
Thomas wanted to ask about the TVs.
Yeah.
Like,
so I saw an announcement that, and I'm not sure the brand, it might have been LG, but they did a wallpaper television that was less than a centimeter thin. Did you see that there?
Yes, that was really cool. I took a bunch of pictures, got some info. And that's something that I'm very interested in purchasing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
The technology there.
And there were several different brands there. They had some from China, some various places. But yeah, your major TV brands were there. They had their displays. But the TV, I mean, that screen was super. I mean, you could literally glue it to the wall. It was crazy.
So how big was this? Did they have it in the convention center and that already spread out to different hotels, or they have it all over different hotels?
That was a little overwhelming. You had several of the convention halls set up, and then they had 5 of the major hotels that they had speakers and panelists off and on all day long. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to some of the panelists talk and just hearing some of the techie guys and some like Hollywood producers and CEOs. Just hearing them all collaborate together was very powerful, and it was.
Well, Hollywood's not going to have these gigantic scenes anymore. They're not going to have to pay a whole bunch of people. They'll just have it all in CGI. Well, something more advanced than CGI, but they'll be able to do it all on a computer. Sort of like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones did a lot of that, by the way. Too. Yeah, they did a lot of graphics added on.
One of the gentlemen from Warner Brothers, he was talking about that. He I don't know if you know this yet, but they're coming out with a Barbie 2. That's what he said, that they're making the Barbie 2 movie, and it's going to have some of these effects and all this stuff in, and it's going to be really, really good.
Pretty amazing. And now tell folks, you're not just a normal person that's going to CES. You've got a pretty big tech background. Where'd you go to college?
Well, I went to Ohio State, and I've attended MIT, and I love tech. I love digging into the stuff, and just I'm the guy that wants to know how the watch works.
I
now,
get it.
You said Ohio State. Usually when someone says Ohio State, they say the Ohio State.
The Ohio State, yeah.
Thomas, you've heard that before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you watch any football game when the guys announce where they're from. Go, the Ohio State. So, which I've been to Columbus. It's a nice place. I mean, I've been to Notre Dame too. Those are like nice college towns.
Yeah, I had a Subway store not far from campus there on 23. And it was the #1 Subway store in Columbus because of the college. And
there you go.
It's good old days back then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, you were looking at a lot of things there, and I'm sure because you're a big investor too. You like to invest in stocks and play the market the right way. Do you see any? Did you notice any maybe small companies that no one's ever heard of that you might think are ready to explode? With the products they have.
The one thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking for these types of investments, I'm looking for people that have big vision and then that are looking to be a disruptor. You take Elon Musk, his goal is to colonize Mars. I mean, that's just like way up there. And, these companies, fortunately, when you aim high, that you might not hit the stars, but you're going to get into the atmosphere of space, and that's what, when you're looking at these companies, seeing the technology and hearing their ambitions, do they have an open architecture that you could see this company really making some waves?
I would say a recent example of that is NVIDIA. We just had a clip on our show recently where the president was talking about, because we provide the chips to everybody, they're that foundational structure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's important to get those kind of companies, but then also the ones that no one's heard of yet, and then all of a sudden everyone hears about, but it's too late to get in almost.
So true. So true.
It's the meteoric rise, they call it. So what was your favorite interactive display? Because, a lot of these companies spend millions sometimes on their displays.
Well, one of the displays that really caught my attention was they had a display there where they had an omnidirectional treadmill. And there was a guy that was in the VR suit, and basically he was in Ready Player One total. I mean, he had the whole get up, and they had a bunch of demonstrations going on, lots of people in those suits, and I was watching what they were seeing in in the TV, and I thought, oh my God, gaming is coming it has came a long way, and this is the evolution of the gaming industry right here.
You know, when you think about gaming growing up, it was the fat kid that would just sit inside and play and sit in front of the TV. But now you have interactive gaming where you can get in shape by playing games. And that makes sense. I told Thomas, and Jose, you probably heard this too. Back in the day, I played a game called Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Halo was on, I had the Xbox back then.
Me
and
too.
my rule back then, and my bedroom was underneath my workout room, so my wife would hear me because I'd start playing the game like at 12 at night and go all the way. But my rule was I had to ride the exercise bike while I was playing Halo.
Nice.
So it was funny.
Nice.
So when I started being chased, I would pedal faster, even though it had nothing to do with the game. But I was in really good shape, so I made myself work out to play the game. But now you're going to have to work out to play the games because if not, you're going to get killed too easy on the game.
One thing that did stand out too, that I don't know, I just never had thought of this, but listening to a lot of the CEOs of these different companies speak, and some of the producers at Hollywood, they are bringing influencers out now and allowing them to stream from the TV set. They're bringing them into these companies and allowing them to stream to their audiences. And that's how these movies, they clearly said it, that's how these movies go through these huge ticket sales prior, as the movie's coming out, because they let these streamers are coming in, and I thought that was very, very interesting.
You have to build the excitement because back in the day, they would wait maybe 6 months before a movie would come out. You started hearing about it, then you started seeing advertisements on TV, but it would be like a 6-month runway into the movie. Nowadays, the movies don't even go to this theater a lot of times. They come right to Netflix or Amazon or something like that. So everything's changing, and influencers are becoming a big part of that.
Oh, big part. I was very impressed with that. One word I'll drop in there for you is agentic AI. It's something that you probably want to get to know better. That's going to probably be a $1 trillion industry before you know it, and that's something to really, explore. Find companies that are focused on agentic type of AI. That's going to be your autonomous type AI, and that's going to be the big thing here down the road.
So AI without you having to be around, I guess.
That's
right?
exactly
without
it.
You having to pilot it. Okay.
The self-driving car, for example, would be agentic AI.
Okay. What about, that's what we always hear about, self-driving car. What else could we, what other, you think it'd be self-driving planes down the road?
Oh, boy.
You get on a plane, there's no pilot up there?
I'm sure that'll eventually be the case. I don't want to be that first few guys that get in there and,
Anything else that excited you during the show?
I just going through and just seeing the technology, seeing the massage chairs, that was pretty exciting because now they've got them where they'll stretch your whole body out, and so that was pretty nice. Really, just being overwhelmed is probably the word. You can only see so many things before your brain's like,
oh yeah.
But there was so many cool things. There was a couple. I'll tell you something that I saw that was really interesting, and you may have seen these before, and you may not. They had crafts there that are full size, and you can put 1 or 2 people in and fly them around. It's a giant drone that you can fly your body around in. Like I could get in, I could buy this thing, get in it here at my house, and fly on the other side of town to my buddy's house. And
that would come in handy in New York City where they have a lot of traffic, wouldn't it? You just fly over the traffic.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. When I was looking, I was like, wow, either I'm behind on my knowledge here or this is new. And so
do you get in it like I remember Orville and Wilbur Wright? They would get in there like
pretty much.
Like Superman. Is that what you need? Is it big enough? It's a big drone then. It's a
big drone. It's got big blades on it, and I'm sure it has some limitations, but you can literally get in this thing and fly over to your buddy's house.
Got to make sure you don't cut somebody's head off with those blades too, right?
Oh yeah, Them blades were no joke. They were huge.
What is it? Battery powered, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, did it have new battery technology coming out? Did you see anything like that? Because that's always a big thing. Sodium batteries.
I didn't see very much on that. I'm sure it was there because obviously the battery is powering all of our stuff. We want better and better. Jackery had some great solar batteries there. They had a huge gazebo design that you can buy and put in your backyard. At the same time, it's a whole charging station. So that was kind of cool.
That's pretty cool,
yeah.
So, how did they have the show? I know you said it was spread out all amongst a bunch of different hotels and the conference, whatever they call it, the convention center. How did they have the booths divided? Did they have them in different sections? Like you went to Tomorrow World over here, and you went to sort of like Disney. You had different places, or
yes, they had it customized by theme, and so you could see some of the cars here. You could see some of the health and nutrition things. Oh, that's another thing I saw. I saw this one. Workout gym. It's called Monster Gym, I believe was the name of Gym Monster. That's the name of it.
Okay.
And this is the granddaddy of home fitness. It's a very small thing that you can literally fold up, but it's got the technology built into it. It's like having 200-300 pound weights that you can bench press, you can do all kinds of stuff, and this whole thing just folds out, and it was made really, really well. I was like, wow. But when you're done, you just literally fold it up, and it's like hardly
That's amazing.
anything.
So what innovation made you say, why hasn't this existed before?
I would say the drone was probably that. I was like, wow, I'm surprised it's kind of taken this long, because drones has been out for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
And and again, I may just be behind in that area, but when I saw that, I was just like, wow. The gaming, I'll tell you, the gaming came a long, long way. Just seeing those people in the full gear, I can't remember the name of what you call that, but just seeing the folks in the VR glasses and the suits, and then watching them play the game on the TV, it was just amazing.
All right, 2 more points, and then I'll let you go. But, I mean, your phone, I've always told Thomas, there's going to come a time where we're not carrying our phone around all the time. I mean, it's a burden a lot. But I have my credit cards in here, too, so this is my wallet, basically. But, I mean, is there going to come a time where you don't have to have a phone, but you can still have all the functionality you have with the phone right now?
I think so. I think eventually you're going to have some type of futuristic device that, whether that's a band you put around your wrist, and it has a small projection that when you hit the button, it kind of pops up, and you got everything kind of almost in the air.
Yep.
I did see a phone there, though, that was really, really amazing. It was a very, very thin phone that it was like a trifold. It folded out, and it was the size of an iPad. And it was big, but then when you folded it back up, it was basically like this iPhone I got right here. That was really interesting. Samsung, it was one of their brands, and it was pretty much brand new. So eventually you'll probably see that hit the market at some point.
Because all these companies are trying to come out with the thing that replaces the phone, right? So but I guess it's a ways down the road. Now, if this wasn't your first trade show, you've been to CES before, right? How do you compare this to others?
Well, it'd been a while since I had been, and this one just it seemed to have a lot more action. You just saw a lot more people. There were a lot more gadgets, and just I think the thing that I believe really made the difference was the panelists that they had pulled together, and I'm sure they're going to keep doing this more and more in the future, and that was really impressive.
So did you go to some of the speeches?
Yeah, it was like I went to a conference. I went to a conference, and I went to a trade show.
What was your favorite speaker? Who was your favorite speaker?
It was a panelist that basically was speaking on the future of the coaching and digital marketing industry. And it was a combination of you had a guy there from Twitch. You had a guy. One of them was a Hollywood producer. Substack had a big presence there. I don't know if you know what Substack is. It's like YouTube, except you own your own stuff. And so that was probably the some of the highlight of the speaking and panelist. Yeah.
I've told my staff we need to have a Substack page, but it never happens.
Yeah,
so I guess I'm going to do it again. Thomas is getting worried. I see him over there.
I was very impressed. The owner of Substack was there, and he was talking about where they're at, where they're going, and just how they work with the people that's on their site. So definitely check that out.
So you say this year's like just more bigger, more faster, more better.
Yeah.
It sounds like just everything that the excitement level seems to be higher.
I think the excitement level was super high because AI was just everywhere.
And if you could just put yourself back in that those couple days, you were there for 2 or 3 days probably. What was the most exciting moment that you had? Where you just felt excited about the future?
Oh, that's when I won. I pulled the handle, and all of a sudden, this big thing started flashing. It said I won.
Oh yeah, How much did you win? How much did you win? You win a lot.
Well, I'd say
for IRS purposes, we'll keep it under 10,000.
Yeah, we'll keep it under 10,000. But I would say probably the biggest thing was leaving the show. I felt like I had a new perspective on what AI is really going to become down the road. And it got me really fired up. I'm thinking about going back and taking some classes at MIT on Agentech and on some of that AI so that I can better incorporate it into my business and so forth. So very excited about it.
Well, here's one thing I just forgot. I said it was my last question, but I got one more here. But blockchain, we've heard so much about blockchain over the years.
Yeah.
Were there any blockchain type companies there showing you what the future is going to be in blockchain?
Yes. There was some companies there illustrating, some of their stuff and blockchain. Absolutely. And blockchain is going to continue to emerge, especially with quantum computer. And you put blockchains and quantum computers together, that's going to be a huge deal, especially when we have access to it.
Yeah, I really think that's the future of voting. If we can perfect the voter ID, then if people vote on the blockchain, there'll be no more cheating anymore.
That's exactly right.
Really, and so that's the way to go. One final thing: your favorite restaurant while in Vegas?
My favorite restaurants, believe it or not, it was just Gordon Ramsay's Burger Bar at the Planet Hollywood.
I've heard good things about that, actually. He's got some of his other places, like Hell's Kitchen is good, but it's expensive and it's a long wait. But the Burger Bar is good. The best steakhouse I've ever been to there is the Golden Steer.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Steer.
Yeah,
it's featured in the movie Casino.
Yeah.
It's one of the old-timey ones, but it's one of the best steaks ever. So just keep that in mind. You've probably been there before.
Yeah.
All right. His name is Joe Casey, and he's one of the guys that I like to talk to when we talk about tech and also investing. Joe, thanks for your time today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Coach Pete. Love it. Look forward to seeing you again soon and hanging out with you anytime, man. Call me anytime.
Hey, if people wanted to contact you, how could they do that?
They could simply just go to catalystwealthcoaching.com.
We'll see you there. This is a Little Green Book of Life. It's on Amazon. I've had it out for years. It's 100 pages. It's interactive, though, where it asks you estate planning questions. It asks you where your money is, where your life insurance is, what's the phone number of the life insurance.
Assets and everything. I mean,
Yes.
I've often said that, at least with my wife and I, if we know each other's cell phone password, we can it's already been lost.
Well, the story the other day, the guy finally gave up. He was going to the dump. His wife threw away his computer. She was doing spring cleaning, and on his computer had his Bitcoin codes. And he searched the dump for over 10 years looking